Hello and welcome back to Suspended Fanimation. I'm your host, Dennis Batholkis, and this is Saturday Morning Blast Off. Welcome, everybody. Before I get started, as usual, I'm going to go through the little business stuff here. If you like what you see, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. And if you don't like what you see, you can hit the dislike button. I guess you go down in the comment section, tell me what it is you don't like, give me some constructive criticism, some feedback about it. Also, if you want to see what I'm beyond live again next, you can hit the bell down below. If you've already hit the bell, don't hit it again. It will unclick it. You can go into the bell settings, get as many or as little notifications as you want. You can also go to my website, suspendedfanimation.com, where I have my schedule up for the week. I only do it a week ahead of time because things change in my life. So I also have it set up on my Facebook page as well. I have a Twitter, I have an Instagram, and I also have a Patreon page, but I don't have any tiers set up as of yet. That will happen at the end of the year. I also have a Facebook group page so that everyone can post stuff, talk amongst yourselves, all that stuff. Just post nice stuff. Don't post anything gross or anything like that because I will delete it. So, there you go. What's going on? No news this week. We're just going to sit here in silence for a little bit. So, yeah. Yes, that is Iron Vader in the in the thumbnail there. So let's also talk about one of the other things in the thumbnail there that I wanted to get out of the way because it's really not a news item. It was just I like the picture. Natalie Portman in that dress. That was her dress to the premiere of Lucy in the Sky, which is coming out to theaters in a week or two here. Actually, I think it's next week. And oh my God, that dress. That's all I wanted to say. Yeah, exactly. It had a plunging neckline along with a very short mini skirt. So, yeah, I guess she couldn't, Stanley. She can't afford that kind of clothing. But I am looking forward to Lucy in the Sky, even though it's not a sci-fi movie, but it is done by Noah Hawley. It's his first major big screen movie based loosely on the events of real life stuff about a NASA astronaut who went a little nuts, shall we say, and decided to kidnap another astronaut and make some death threats against her, all because of the affair that she was having. She was married, by the way. She was having an affair with another astronaut who broke it off to go and have a relationship with the astronaut she ends up kidnapping. Yeah, there was a whole false story about her driving, from Texas to Florida wearing Depends diapers so she didn't have to no, EJR, that's a false thing. The Depends, no one knows where that came from in the news article. I think some one random person thought of it and threw it in there, but that never actually happened. And it's also not in the movie from what I understand either. Yeah. So yeah, it does fit, about astronauts, yes, Viking bitch, I agree. Yeah, so it does kind of fit with the channel there, but yeah, I know the Depends thing does make for a better and more memorable story, but, yeah, it didn't happen. So I'm gonna let a couple more people trickle in here, and, I'll go to, well, there was a little trailer that got released by Electronic Arts for a little video game that's coming out in November called Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Yeah. So they released a trailer based on Cal's mission, is what it's called. They actually released it for a mission within the game. And within that mission, you find out that they're actually going to have the ninth sister in there. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar with the ninth sister, she is part of the Inquisitors. And the Inquisitors actually make up if you watch Star Wars Rebels, they're actually in this. Sarah Michelle Gellar actually voiced the seventh sister, I want to say. I can't remember offhand. And some really good storylines. They actually work with Vader, they work with the Emperor, all that stuff. This is pre original trilogy. And uh yeah, I'm interested in it. EA's not getting your money, Stanley Tweedle. I'm gonna buy it. I rarely buy video games though, so it's my second video game of the year. Okay, my third video game of the year is what it'll be. Because I bought Spider-Man, I bought what was it? Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I had to look over to see what it was sitting over there. And this will be my third video game of the year. So yeah, the video game companies are not making any money off of me. That's for damn sure. I am not the demographic for them. As a matter of fact, I need to do an update on my PS4. Yeah. Yes, I know they're greedy, but supposedly they're not doing microtransactions in this one, Stanley Tweedle, because they had a big, huge, um, backlash on all the stuff that happened. So who knows? We'll see. And also, I don't buy anything anyway within the game, so it doesn't bother me at all. So let's get to the big story here, huh? Yeah, there's actually a couple of big stories that are happening. Kevin Feige is developing a Star Wars movie for Disney. A Star Wars movie is what it says. A Star Wars movie for Disney. Now, is he producing it? Is he writing it? What? No one really knows for sure. I guess he's writing it because he also has come out to say that he already has a major star in mind for the lead role, and it's someone from the MCU. My guess is that person is Samuel L. Jackson. And are we going to see the return of Mace Windu with his cut off arms or what? Because I mean, we didn't see him die. He fell out a window. That was it. So, you know, uh, yes, Lucasfilm. So the other rumor that's swirling around is that Fahey is going to take over Kathleen Kennedy's position at Lucasfilm, which is a step backwards for him. It would not be a step forward for him, especially since what's his face, the CEO of Disney, Bob Iger, announced that he's going to be stepping down in 2024, which means that more than likely Fahey is going to be jumping into the CEO of Disney position once that happens. I don't think it's going to be Sebastian Stan, tell you the truth, movie Finobi. If he's doing a one-off movie, it's going to be a Mace Windu movie, is what I'm thinking. Or Chris Hemsworth or Robert Downey Jr. It's one of the big guys that he's doing, not Sebastian Stan. So, hey, movie Finobi, by the way. Uh, actually, Fahey has been a writer. Ejar, he has gone in and tightened up some stuff here and there. He's a nerd through and through. He's just as big of a Star Wars fan as he is a Marvel fan. So no, it's not going to be Brie. It's not going to be Brie Larson. She's yeah. Uh, I highly doubt that he's bringing her into that. So, um, and yeah. So the other, what is bringing this on? So if you take a look at Disney's numbers for their Disneyland attraction, so they have the Star Wars Land stuff that opened up both here in Anaheim and also on the East Coast in Florida as well. Numbers for both parks are down drastically, and that's just across the entire park, not just because of these attractions, but all across the board. Bob Iger at one point before Disneyland Anaheim, or excuse me, Star Wars Land Anaheim opened up, he joked about during one of the earnings meetings that all they would have to do is tweet about it and it would get numbers, it would get people coming in. Boy, was he wrong on that one. And there are people, yeah, exactly. The person who is responsible for Star Wars Land is gone and has been replaced. So for the parks. So yes, for the parks portion of it. So that is one thing. Also, there's a little movie that's coming out in December 20th, called The Rise of Skywalker. Have you seen any advertisement for that around at all? I mean, because what is it? We have a little more than 2 months before it comes out, and there is zero advertising going on right now. Um, Whereas for Last Jedi, at this time, they were already heavily, pumping the crap out of that movie, saying it was going to be awesome, that, you were going to get everything you want out of Star Wars, stuff like that. They are not doing shit for this one whatsoever, which either means it sucks really bad or they have zero faith in it, which again means it sucks really bad. So, yeah, there are trailers on YouTube. That's fine, Stanley, but you know, this is Disney. This is one of Disney's big boys. They spent $4 billion for this. $4 billion for it. Also, you have Lucas now out there talking about how much he hated the new movies. Yeah, and basically how they fucked over his characters. And when you've got the creator of the series coming out and saying, you know, you screwed over my characters and your new movies suck and you're not getting any of my creative input because you told me I don't you know, you didn't want any of it. Oh yeah, they need to do damage control big time. That's why they're bringing in Kevin Feige for this one because look what he did for Marvel. There's a movie coming out. Never heard of this Star Wars thing. No, Disney shares have taken a little bit of a hit, not a lot, just a little bit. So, Penn, what do you mean he's talking about you? It wasn't. I wasn't in the beginning. What? Huh? I don't know what you're talking about, guys. So, yeah. So yeah, it's they're doing damage control big time on this one. And Lucas does have some shares still. Yeah, but he sold off a good majority of stuff. But also, where does this land with the Rian Johnson and D&D trilogies now? I'm pretty sure Rian is gone. He's completely gone out of this because anything that is tied to the new trilogy stuff, the Resistance stuff, is being slowly but surely kind of forgotten about and pushed aside in favor of new Star Wars stories because yeah, they're tanking is really what's going on. No one wants to see the duck build, you know, the Donald Duck stormtroopers, really. Um, and yeah, I know Rianne's got that new Knives movie coming out or something like that with Daniel Craig and all that cast and everything. That's great. I'm not going to see it. I'm done giving him money. I mean, it's kind of funny. What popped up in my Facebook feed, you know, the memories thing, was my review of Looper when it came out last year in 2000. Excuse me, not last year. Came out this time in 2012, and I was complaining about it then too, about how the ending fucked up the entire movie. And yeah, yeah. Chris Evans is in it too. Not too interested in it. Oh yeah, there's a whole bunch of people that are in that movie, and I'm not interested in it at all. You know, I'll wait when it comes out on cable. That's about it. But yeah, not interested in seeing it in the theater. There's not a lot in the theater that I'm interested in seeing right now, quite honestly. I just looked on my app yesterday to see if there's anything in the theater worth going to. And I'm scrolling through it. I'm like, oh, there's got to be some new movies that come out now. And I'm like scrolling through. I'm like, nope, nope, nothing, nothing, nothing. It's all video movies, basically. Stuff that's going to direct to DVD or video on demand. All the stuff that's worth watching right now is on TV. Caleb Richardson, I know a couple people right now that have seen Ad Astra and said it's one of the most boring movies they've ever seen in their life. There's a lot of reviews out there going, "Oh, it's awesome, it's great and everything," but everyone that I really know, you know, person to person kind of thing that I've talked to said it's not worth the money. Just wait till it comes out on video on demand if you really want to see it. Yeah, when a Judy Garland movie is the best thing in the theater, it's a sad week. Yeah, I agree with you, Penn. I like boring sci-fi movies too. I really do. But yeah, I don't know. That's not going to be it for me. Uh, yeah. So I did warn people to behave on the Facebook group page. Yes. And your name was brought up, Movie Finobi, because of that. We had to specifically, warn you as per usual. Caleb's been here before, Joe. Caleb's Richardson's been here for a little while now. So we welcomed him. I believe, Caleb, you came in what, like about a month ago? Yeah. Yeah. Downton Abbey, I know, is for the people that have been watching the show and all that stuff, and that's out as well. But yeah, we kid Movie Finobi somewhat. So, keeping with that kind of news and Kevin Feige, Sony and Disney reached an agreement yesterday on keeping Spider-Man in the MCU for now. So the new deal is that Disney gets 25% of the cut of the movies. They also put in 25% of the production costs for the movies. Um, Amy Pascal stays on as a producer with her production company. And also, it's reported that Kevin Feige is reportedly using, so that he's only got one standalone Spider-Man movie, which is Spider-Man 3, which is going to be Marvel branded, and then there's one appearance in a MCU movie. Supposedly, Kevin Feige is using those next two Spider-Man appearances to write him out of the MCU. That's what the whole deal is they've kept it on long enough so that they can write him out of the MCU entirely. There you go. Yeah. Um, well, Stanley, actually, in this case, Sony was being really obstinate about it, saying that we don't need Marvel, that Marvel didn't do anything for us, that we could have done that $1 billion by ourselves. And it's like, no, you couldn't have. You needed to tie it into the MCU in general in order to make it a good movie. And you didn't have that. And it was going to suck, kind of like Venom. Venom didn't hit $1 billion, didn't come anywhere close to it. And that was a loosely branded Marvel movie, but had no ties to the MCU. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. Have I brought up Sam? No, I don't. Yeah, I honestly, it's that's just a advertisement for Alexa, and I don't use it. I think Alexa is a really horrible idea. Um, unless you really like the government, listening on you, along with a whole bunch of Amazon employees, because that's what they do. They actually listen to snippets of stuff to record that stuff in there. And same thing with Siri, same thing with any of those voice activated things. It's not worth having an active. You already have a passive thing as it is on your phone. So yeah. Yeah, Vader did first check me, I guess. There, John Dante. Actually, mean Joe. Dante, how's it going? Alexa, aka Fed sponsored. Yeah. Yep. Same thing with Ring. Ring is you know, FBI endorsed. So there you go. Yeah. Exactly. We all have mobile phones, so we're all tracked at all times. Or can be. By the way, so that is one of the things of your mobile phones as of, I want to say it was like 2005, 2006. But even though you turn off your GPS tracker and all that stuff, you're always actively being pinged. So you can be found anywhere. And it's supposedly is used for safety innovation. So if ever someone goes missing and they have turned off their GPS locator on their phone, you can actively activate it again. Phone companies can do this, but it's actually always on. I'm going to be talking about that in a little bit, Caleb. I'm not there yet. Give me a couple minutes. So, speaking of Marvel stuff, Um, Kumail Nanjiani, who's in the Eternals movie, was out in the town with his co-stars and took a selfie with him and his co-stars. And in that little selfie was a person that we all know as from Legion, Dan Stevens. So Dan Stevens was in there, and he has no ties pretty much to all any of those people in there, which means he may be in the Marvel Eternals movie. Yeah. Oh, that was another thing. There's a crazy rumor out there that the Marvel's Eternals movies was supposedly Kevin Feige's Star Wars movie already. That they were already filming it, which made me laugh. It's like, no, it's not. Just because it has that futuristic space look and all that stuff, which is the Eternals, the way the Eternals look. No, it's not a Star Wars movie. It is a Marvel movie. But yeah, Dan Stevens in a Marvel movie, which is awesome. I want to see more Dan Stevens and things. I know he is in Lucy in the Sky as well, because of course it's Noah's movie, so of course Dan Stevens is going to be in it. But having him in a movie with Angelina Jolie and you know all these people in there, yeah. I'm a huge Dan Stevens fan as well. Anything he makes, I'm in. No, they aren't from a galaxy far, far away. You're right, movie Fanobi. That's right. So yeah. Legion has my favorite continuity of the Fox X. Yeah, Caleb, I agree with you. Legion, as far as I'm concerned, is the only X-Men universe that actually exists. The Gifted does not. Singer's version of the X-Men do not. Uh, yeah, Legion is the only one that actually exists. That is actually the mutants, X-Men, all that kind of stuff. They could literally take that and use it as the blueprint to bring them into the MCU and use that as the primer for it. They being Disney, Fox, or whatever they're calling themselves now. Do you think Noah would give his take on something other than Doctor Doom? He already has a move, and he's been in talks with Marvel. He says that he would love to do, Fantastic Four. He would love to take a shot at X-Men. Anything that they want him to do, he will do. Yeah, and he is in regular contact, he says, with the folks at Marvel. Uh huh. So I usually you can read between the lines. Usually when someone talks about this kind of stuff, they are already in. They are already working on something. And I'm pretty sure he's working on something for Disney Marvel at this point. And I know that Lucy in the Sky was done with for Fox. It was in the can already. There's no way they're going to release that without it, you know, having some kind of tie-in with another deal that he's working on with Disney right now. Hey, Anthony Greenslade. So yeah, I'm looking forward to him doing a lot more, Marvel stuff here. Oh, let's see what else I got here. So switching gears a little bit, Jurassic World 3 just announced. So they were over at ArcLight in LA, and they're showing one of the Jurassic World movies, and someone asked Colin Trevorrow if they were going to tie it into the first movies with Jeff Goldblum and all of that, and he goes, "Well, as a matter of fact, Jurassic World 3 has Laura Dern, Jeff Goldblum, and Sam Neill in it, and Laura Dern happened to be in the audience." And he brought her up. Jeff Goldblum was there, and Sam Neill as well. So yes, all three of them are coming back because they backed up that dump truck full of money to their door and said, "Hey, you know, uh, here you go. Fox projects are bleeding money this year at the box office." Yeah, Disney really does not like releasing the old Fox stuff right now. They really aren't all doing all that well. Caleb Richardson, Dan Stevens would make an awesome Adam Warlock. Now you think about it, he'd be really kind of cool about it. I think so. Yeah. Ejar says, I heard a rumor that the next Star Wars movie is about a stormtrooper that didn't bring the exact change to the new Death Star's cafeteria. Oh no. So he had to go home and he wasn't there on the Death Star when it blew up. Is that what happened? He was the only survivor. I see how it is. I'm glad to see all three actors back together again, but their press release strategy was dumb. Um, yeah, I don't know why they did that. So Colin Trevorrow really likes Twitter. I mean, really likes Twitter, and I think that's what he was doing was he was trying to do a viral thing, and it misfired is what happened. He had it went off a little too early for him. He had a premature uh premiere. Yeah, premature premiere. Yeah, I think that's it. Will they ever release New Mutants? Supposedly, they're going back to what it originally was, Stanley Tweedle. So Disney liked the horror aspect of it and are supposedly going back to the original cut of the movie, and they're putting it all back together again that way, and maybe throwing in a few reshoots to fill in some gaps here and there. So that is the latest on that one that I heard, and that was like about a month ago. So who knows? The rumor is false. The Death Star cafeteria takes Empire bucks. No, they don't. They only take Disney dollars. Reshoots with de-aged actors. Yeah, that's supposedly the word on the street. I think I reported that about a month and a half ago, something like that. Horror or horror? Horror, not whore. Horror. See, you actually have two R's, two R sounds, two hard R sounds. Horror, whore. There you go. Smart ass. Yeah. So let's see what else we got here. Um, oh yeah, I'll talk about that in a little bit. But Jeffrey Wright is in talks to play Commissioner Gordon in Matt Reeves' The Batman. Actually, I can see that. I can see Jeffrey Wright being Commissioner Gordon in that. I think he's a little too young, to tell you the truth. Um, I'd rather see somebody older in the role. If he was like about 10 years older, I could say, yeah, he'd be perfect for it. But I think he's a little too young, to tell you the truth, unless they're skewing really young on this one. I don't know. Yes, Jeffrey Wright, the guy from Westworld and numerous other things. He was Felix Leiter in the new Bond movies. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks, Boo Fanobi. Yeah. I didn't care for chapter 2 at all, but heard the kids were de-aged. Huh. Yeah, I'm not really a Stephen King fan. So I skipped it. I skipped both it and it 2 and it 15 and it girl and it man. It monkey. No, that's Hit Monkey. Excuse me, Hit Monkey. That's also going to be a Hulu animated series. I'm not a DC purist, but wouldn't race bending Gordon also? Eh, you know, I don't know. I mean, Jeffrey Wright is a damn good actor, quite honestly. If you have a good actor in the role, I don't care what race the actor is, to tell you the truth. Um, yeah, I mean, just make it good. Yes, it was Ip Man, exactly, Stanley. That you missed the joke on that one. Never mind. See, now you just ruined it because I had to explain it. Yeah, exactly. As long as it's well written and well acted, who cares? But then again, this is a Matt Reeves movie, so it's not going to be well directed. Um, I'm just saying that because I saw the Planet of the Apes trilogy, and good God, That was bad. Yeah. Anthony Greenslade, I am a Stephen King fan as I have all the novels. Yeah, a lot of people are. I know. I'm not one of them. Sorry. Yeah. But again, he's in talks again to usually when they say that this person is in talks, it means they've already offered them the role and they're just, waiting for him to say yes. That's all. And I know the man's busy. He was on set, if I remember correctly, for the new James Bond, the latest James Bond movie that Kerry Funagawa is doing. I think that's how you pronounce his name. I probably murdered it, but so yeah. I really like the Planet of the Apes trilogy. The first one was rough, but the two sequels were, yeah, yeah. Caleb, see, for me, they just kind of seem like um, they touched on scenes, kind of thing. They kind of flew down and never really had a great story to it. It just was kind of superficial. So yeah, it didn't do anything for me on that. Yeah. And so the other thing is you don't hear any backlash about Jeffrey Wright being, cast as Commissioner Gordon. I haven't heard anything, and that was, uh, at the beginning of last week that they were talking about this, and seen nothing at all online about any backlash about that. So go figure. I honestly just think it's the actor, whoever the actor is. If you have a really shitty actor, that's when people start really, yeah, kind of backlashing against it. And also, you have a shitty director, that kind of thing. Yeah. So I'm okay with it. I would like to see him do more stuff because he's awesome. Well, he's also going to be playing the Uatu, the Watcher. Well, he's going to be doing the voice anyway, I should say, for the What If, the animated What If series on Hulu. Which I might have to take advantage of the $2.99 offer that Hulu keeps forcing down my throat because of the animated Marvel stuff that's coming out. Yeah. So CW's DC Crisis on Infinite Worlds crossover event has a lot of shit going on right now. Lynda Carter is going to be reprising her role as Wonder Woman. Yes, she already is the president. She was the president, I should say, in the Supergirl world. She was outed as an alien on that show and left. But now Lynda Carter is coming back as Wonder Woman for the Crisis crossover event. And I'm all for it, man. I really want to see what is she now in her 70s? Lynda Carter as Wonder Woman? Fuck yeah, man. Especially if they do like a Kingdom Come Wonder Woman, that the armor and stuff like that she was wearing. Fuck yes, man. That's she's still in shape. And yeah, I'm I'm awesome. I think that's gonna be awesome. Well, there's more than one person who's playing dual roles there, Penn. It's not just it's not just Erica Durance who's playing dual roles or Lynda Carter, but you also have Brandon Routh who's playing dual roles. He is going to be playing not just Ray Palmer, but he's also going to be playing Kingdom Come Superman. We've already had an image released of him dressed up in his Kingdom Come Superman outfit. He looks fucking awesome in it. So, for those of you who don't know who Kingdom Come Superman is, he's right there. That's him. And he's got a little bit of gray in his hairs, and he's got a different S on his chest, which is one of my favorite S's on the chest there. Uh, and yeah, he was cheated as Superman. They talked to him about this, and he says it's great coming back to the character to get some closure on it. Um, so it's also kind of bittersweet because he's being forced out as Ray Palmer on DC's Legend of Tomorrow. He's being written off the show, him and his wife, because his wife plays Nora on there. They were actually a real husband and wife duo in real life, and yeah, he didn't have any say there in that one. Oh my, the salty language. That's what I do. I give salty language there. I give salty language. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Um, and Michael Rosenbaum is not going to be in this. So Rosenbaum is not going to be in this as Lex Luthor, and the reason why is so he was off taking. He was actually visiting his grandfather at a hospice because his grandfather is ill, and they contacted him, they being the people at CW, and he came clean about this on a Twitter post and said, um, they basically didn't have a script for him, didn't tell him what kind of role he was going to be playing. They said that, you know, we don't know when it's going to happen, when you're going to be able to come and film. We don't have that time set. Oh, and we're not going to pay you either. And he's like, yeah, so I had one simple word for them. He said, pass. And I agree with him. I mean, that's bullshit. You do not tell an actor who created a fairly good iconic role that, oh yeah, by the way, we want you to come in and play this role. We don't know when it's going to happen. We don't have a script for you. Oh, and we want you to do it for free. I don't think so. No. Yeah. Ah, man. So I agree with him, man. I mean, if that's the way they're going to be treating him, fuck them. Quite honestly, it's their loss. It truly is their loss in not getting him in, because it would have been epic to have him in there. Because John Cryer, he sucks as Lex Luthor. Let's just face it. He really sucks as Lex Luthor. He really does. You're probably the only person who watched his show, Imposter or Impastor. I take it was imposter, right? Pen. There's just a typo there. Oh, it's called Impastor, huh? Okay. I've never heard of it. Uh, pretended to be a priest. Okay. Kind of like when he pretended to be a woman in that movie, Just One of the Boys. Uh, yeah. I would have told them I'm thinking of the phrase. It starts with an F and ends with a "fuck you." Yes. Yeah. That's my point. No one watched. Yeah, I saw that movie on cable at one point, Just One of the Boys. Sorority Boys. Sorority Boys is what it was called. That's what it was. Just One of the Boys was actually the '80s version of that, which was really good. Yeah. But Sorority Boys was the one that he was in, which, wow. That was still when he was doing Smallville. Funny movie, but just wrong on so many ways and so many levels. So they've also brought in, remember the old Birds of Prey from not the CW, but UPN, when Birds of Prey was on the UPN network. So Huntress, who was played by Ashley Scott, they're bringing her in as well for this, the Crisis crossover. They are bringing everybody and their mother in on this thing. I mean, seriously, bringing everybody and their mother in on this. Um, yeah, it's UPN. Thank you. It was UPN. I don't know. There's so many different of those little side stations that was out there. I can't remember what it is. UVS, IED, IUD, whatever. I don't remember what it was called. Yes, Burt Ward is in it. By the way, Ejar, he's already been confirmed as playing Robin from the 60s, the 1966 Robin. Yes. So, yes, one of the Star Trek series was on that. I want to say it was Voyager that was on that, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think Voyager was on UPN. You might have been the only one that liked Birds of Prey, Pen. Although everyone keeps talking about they want Dina Meyer to come back as Barbara Gordon, like wheelchair Barbara Gordon as Oracle. That would be cool for the Crisis event, bringing in Dina Meyer. I think she's on a soap opera now or something like that. I can't remember. I know she's acting in something, and I can't remember what it is off the hand. I think I looked it up once, and she's been in a lot of really, she was in Star Wars Troopers, the original, Starship Troopers, the original one. Star Wars Troopers. You can see where my mind's at this morning. But yeah, she was in Starship Troopers, Bats. She was in a slew of 90s, really bad 90s sci-fi shit. So, uh, yeah. The woman Valkyrie from Lost Girl was in the original Birds of Prey. I liked her in Lost Girl. Dina Meyer would be cool. Yeah, she was one of the highlights of Starship Troopers, and not just the nude scenes. Yes. Uh, hey, Marks. How's it going? Yeah. Nice. 87 Starship Troopers? No, that was the 90s Starship Troopers. Yeah. So they're going to be adding more and more people to this thing until they actually start filming it. They haven't even started filming this thing yet, and they just keep adding this huge cast, which is ridiculous. The cast is getting ridiculous at this point. So we know that the Arrow is ending after this coming up season here. Well, to replace it, because they keep talking about that they're going to replace it with another show, they're going to replace it with the Arrow spin-off series based. So right now they're doing a flash forward 20 years ahead in Starling City or Star City or whatever it's called now, and with Oliver and Felicity's daughter, Mia. And supposedly they're going to use that as the basis for the spin-off show that is going to take place 20 years in the future. And that's going to be the new show. I don't know how I feel about that, to tell you the truth. I did like the flash forward stuff, to tell you a lot more than the storyline that was going on. But yeah. Yes, Starship Troopers does have Clancy Brown in it. It does. And Michael Ironside, that's right. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, I agree with the EJAR. Arrow should have ended back in season 5. It went 3 seasons, way too long. The only way you're gonna get out in that battlefield is you bust yourself down to private. Uh, I don't know, Dante S. Michael Rosenbaum's Lex was pretty damn good. I Don't get me wrong, I love Clancy's version of it as well. He is up there, definitely. But, yeah, I have to give it to Michael Rosenbaum for the live action. Yeah. And Doogie Howser. And I've probably said this before, but fun fact, one of my old roommates, he used to do acting in the 90s, and he was Doogie Howser's, hand, double in Starship Troopers. So if you take a look at, the hands when, he's dealing with the cards, when he and Casper Van Dien are in his house and they're dealing with the cards and also the ferret and all that kind of stuff. That's actually my old roommate's hands. There you go. Aaron, if you're out there, there you go. If you're watching. He was also on Star Trek Voyager. Um, he played one of what's her name? Janeway's grandkids. He's in the final episode as one of her grandkids. He's also one of the away team members on another episode of Voyager as well. And he was also in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the original TV series, the first season, the swim team. He's the only one that's got hair on his body in the swim team. So, in case you want to know, because they hired him at the last minute and he didn't have time to shave the body when they put him in. So, yeah. Uh, I once worked as a clerk in an adult store. Doogie Howser was a regular customer. Nice. Huh. There you go. Oh, let's see what else we got here. Um, yeah. Oh, so with all this CW stuff happening, and because some people have requested it, um, so on October 6th is when the CW shows start. It starts with Batwoman and Supergirl. They're going to be on the same night. And then, of course, we've got Black Lightning, Flash, and Arrow. So it's going to be 5 shows altogether during the week. I believe on Thursday nights of that week, I'm going to be doing a CWDC Power Hour, if you will, of just talking about those shows. I'm not going to be going to recaps of those shows. I'm just going to be talking about what happened that week in a brief, overall, overarching. It's going to be a new segment, is basically what's going to happen. I might not be nice about it. Who knows? We'll find out what happens. Another one to skip for me. Thanks, Stanley. That's nice to know. Uh, but yeah, I'm just going to loop them all in together because, quite honestly, trying to do them, well, one, both Batwoman and Supergirl fall on the night that Mr. Robot's on, and then of course Watchmen is going to be on as well. So I'm not going to skip out on those for CW shows because, quite honestly, CW does not grab people like you know Mr. Robot or Watchmen. Yeah. Can we vote on the shows to skip? What do you mean for the CW shows? I know I'm gonna watch all of them, Ejar. I'm gonna talk about all of them because it was demanded. So it's gonna happen. And like I said, I'm not gonna like all of them. I already know I'm not gonna like all of them. It's not gonna be hate watching, but I might say some stuff in the aside. That's about it. I'm not gonna be super mean about it. The superpower hour. No, I'm not gonna be Gleek. And I'm not gonna be Zan either. Or Jaina. I'm not going to be either of those. Yes, I am going to be biting the bullet for you guys on that one. Losing fat fingered that one. Uh-huh. Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna do that one. Most likely it's gonna be Thursday nights because there's really nothing going on Thursday nights. And no, I'm not covering. I know everyone keeps telling me to cover The Good Place. But again, like I said, it's half-hour episodes. It's hard to actually come up with enough content to not only talk about it for just 10 minutes and go, okay, that's it. See you, everybody. Good night. Because yeah, that's pretty much what it comes down to. I've tried, I thought about it. I even set it up at one point, and then I was like, there's not enough here for me to do this. I vote for reducing it to the CW minute. 10 minutes and 1 second is the magic length. Actually, according to my viewers, it is 9 minutes and 34 seconds is what it comes out to. That's my average view time right now, if I remember correctly. So yes, that is the magic number on mine, Stanley. That's about how long people watch my videos. As I'm doing an hour-long podcast. Gleek's power is the bucket, or he carries the bucket. Yeah. Yes, I still remember, Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law, when they had the whole, Zan and Jaina thing. Form of a washcloth. Yeah, he was Wonder Woman's bathwater. That's what he was. But the algorithm must be obeyed. Ah, that's right, movie for Noe. I don't last 9 minutes. It's more like, what am I at right now? I'm at 50 minutes so far and still going. So take that. I either watch your episodes whole or not at all, depends on the topic. I talk about different stuff, Stanley, during those things too, so you never know. Yeah, Viking bitch, I know it says "fuck the algorithm," it's kinda like you say "fuck Batman," that kinda thing, but it does matter somewhat because it also matters on how your stuff gets put out there too. So I do kinda have to follow the algorithm, but I do really do what I want to do for the most part, as you can all tell because, I've gotten some feedback on some stuff, and I'm like, "Yeah, alright." Some stuff I'll talk to, and some stuff I won't. Um, I will not watch Titans episodes, sorry. Titans season 2 is pretty damn good, Stanley. Skip the first episode, and everything else will be golden after that. The rest of it you don't need. Who orders the office supplies in the Hall of Justice? I thought that was Marv. Remember Marv and Wonder Dog? I thought it was Super Marv. He was the one that was actually ordering all the, supplies. Could be, I don't know. Ah. Um, kind of funny, but, kinda not. There was a trailer released for the new Ronald Moore series called For All Mankind, which is gonna be on Apple TV Plus, yet another streaming service, and this one takes place basically what it does is it says, "Okay, what if the Russians made it to the moon first before the US?" And the space race was alive and well, still going on because of that, and, I watched the trailer, and the first thing that hit me was, this feels strangely kinda like Sean Penn's, really shitty Amazon series about astronauts that really wasn't about astronauts, it was really just an introspective navel-gazing bore fest that just happened to be about some astronauts, but not really, and that's kinda what this hit me as. I was sitting there watching it going, "Yeah, I really don't need to, well, 1, I don't need another streaming service, and considering that Apple TV Plus, first of all, change your name because everyone has a plus in their name, TV Plus, whatever. Change it. Um, yeah, and 2, your content. Your content is not worth the amount of money. Yes, it's $5 a month. That's $5 too much for what your content is. It's original content, I get it, but it's all really boring content. Especially with, was it that Jason Momoa one, The Sea, that just made me laugh hysterically. So, yeah, it's a D plus, definitely. Well, Joe, Disney Plus, I have to admit their lineup's pretty fucking good with what they've got going on. And I was the first one to, I'm the first one to admit my mistakes on that one. I ragged on that. I ragged on Disney Plus about how bad it was going to be and blah, 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 until they released what their lineup was. And their lineup of original concept stuff or original programming is so damn good. Um, yeah, I especially for the price that I got it at. Yeah, yeah, I'm alright with that. I think navel gazing is a great name for Dennis's second channel. Navel gazing. I don't know about that, Pen, because that's just gonna attract the wrong kind of pervert crowd, and we already got Movie Fanobi here for that. So, yeah. So definitely not, uh how did the Gandhi quote go? $5 here, $10 there, $20 there, and the world is blind. Yeah. Yeah, it is being nickeled and dimed to death on this. Someone actually, one of the websites, I can't remember who it was, if it was CNET or uh, Engadget or something like that, decided to pit all the streaming services against cable, and they lined it all up, and still it was less than signing up for cable. Yeah. Even though, the thing is, though, with cable, you're not getting your channels cut out from under you every other week, kinda like, what is it? Sling and Dish just recently had, most of their network TV stuff taken out as of yesterday, if I remember correctly. DirecTV and AT&T have had that happen too, and yeah, I think that's just stupid, if you don't have a long-term contract, you're only doing it year by year, and you're getting all your channels cut out from underneath you. Yeah, not worth it. Quite honestly. Not worth the hassle. You have to go to Twitch for that kind of content. Uh, uh, that's why we should all protest and bring back the use of was cylinders. Um, sorry, EJ, I don't know the reference to that one. I need to have that joke explained to me. Speaking of having the joke explained to you, Sony has tapped the Morbius writer. So remember, they're doing a live action Morbius movie with Jared Leto in the lead. I know you forgot about that. Everyone else has too. They're filming it right now, but no one remembers that they're actually filming it. So they've tapped the Morbius writers to bring Madam Web to the big screen. And you're going to say, who the fuck is Madam Web? Madam Web is another Spider Man character. She is blind and usually has a muscle ailment that confines her to a wheelchair that has this big kind of web contraption in the back that helps her muscles. I don't remember. Anyway, she's clairvoyant and has helped Spider-Man on numerous occasions to solve some kind of mystery or whatever. They're doing a live action movie of Madam Web. Why? I have no idea, but the only thing I can think of is cocaine and hoses that they've imported from, the WB executives. I think the WB executives had to sell off their cocaine hoses, and have now imported them over to Sony so that those executives can insert those hoses up their ass and have butt chugging done too. Yeah, she's in the Spider-Man cartoons as well, Joe. Yes, I know. Yeah. Dante, yes, it really her storyline is not gonna translate well over to the big screen. Let's just say that. It's gonna be pretty bad. Oh, wax cylinders. Ah, there we go. Wax cylinder. I saw what was cylinders, and I'm like, huh? Okay, I know what wax cylinders are. Yes. Mary had a little lamb. Yeah. Yes, drugs are bad. Okay. But yeah, Madam Web, come on, guys. You have 900 characters in the Spider-Man universe to choose from, and you're gonna do a fucking Madam Web movie? What about doing a Craven movie? Huh? How about that? You could set him up kinda like, the Crocodile Hunter, like they did in, one of the animated Batman or one of the animated Spider-Man movies. Set him up as like that, and then you can actually move him over into the Spider-Man movies once he becomes, a Sony property entirely. which is the way it's gonna go. Jared Leto is an automatic skip for me anyway. Yeah, for a lot of people, Stanley. I agree with you. Yeah. Ugh. So, and on top of that, I thought this was actually kind of funny. So, if you watch at the very end of the latest Spider-Man movie, there was a character that was introduced at the end credits there. You know how they have little stingers? And it was J.K. Simmons reprising his role as J. Jonah Jameson. And they've retooled J. Jonah Jameson as a video blogger now, basically somebody who is on YouTube, that kind of stuff. And Sony has actually put out the Daily Bugle, all one words, .net, and it's a viral attempt at bringing J. Jonah Jameson into the 21st century. The funniest damn thing, too. Go and take a look at it. I have it up on my Facebook page if you want to take a look at the link and all that kind of stuff. They actually did a little YouTube clip for him introducing it and talking about, the menace that is Spider-Man. And it's pretty damn funny. Yeah. Definitely take a look at it. I'm all for having J.K. Simmons back as J. Jonah Jameson because he is the perfect J. Jonah. He was the perfect casting. He really was. He doesn't have the stupid flat top this time around either. He just has his natural bald head that he's got going on with the fringe hair. But he does have the little mustache going and all that stuff, which is pretty damn funny. Those are the little things that get you that are worth it in there. And it looks like he's having fun doing it too, which is the main thing. I mean, J.K. Simmons has been acting for quite a long time, and to have him finally get to this level where he can pick and choose his roles, I think it's going to be good. Is he supposed to be some kind of Alex Jones type? Kind of Stanley. I think he's going to be more along the lines of kind of like Rush Limbaugh more than anything else, but for the digital set. Yeah. But yeah, his if you go and take a look at that website, there's a lot of conspiracy theory things and all that. There's even one in there about the Night Monkey. About the Night Monkey, is he a menace or is he a real, European hero? Which those of you who've seen the movie know who Night Monkey actually is. So yeah, yeah, and he was the perfect J. Jonah Jameson. All right. Like I said, there's been a lot of news going on. Um, what else do I have here? Um, oh, excuse me. Excuse me. Hulu, because they were having little creative differences with the people that were doing Marvel's Ghost Driver. I will never call it, the motorcycle one because it's not. They've killed Ghost Driver over at Hulu. The one with Gabriel Luna playing Ghost Driver, and it's dead. It's over with. And I, for one, am happy about that because that was a horrible thing to begin with, quite honestly. Yes, they're doing, Damien Hellstrom, which I'm interested to see, but again, it's under Jeff Loeb. So I'm not interested in seeing because I know he's gonna screw it up, kinda like he did with Iron Fist. Yeah, and to some extent, Luke Cage. Yeah, I blame Jeff Loeb on all of that. Hail to Hulu, Ghost Driver is dead. That's right, Agent Future. See ya, movie Fanobi. Yeah, yeah. That is I'm just glad that they actually killed Ghost Driver. I'm not a big fan of Gabriel Luna's acting to begin with. He's supposed to be in the new Terminator movie as the new Terminator, and that's supposed to be coming out too. That's coming out this month or next month, something like that. And again, is anyone paying any attention to any of that? No, I'm not. Am I gonna see it? Probably not. Yeah. I know people who go and see it, and I'll ask them their opinion on it, see if it's any good before I go and see it, or if I, decide to or not. Yeah. Anyway, uh, so Paramount is moving ahead with a live action Micronauts movie helmed by the director of the How to Train Your Dragons movie. So this is going to be his first live action movie that he's directing it. And this is Dean DeBloy who is doing Micronauts. Now, if you don't know what Micronauts is, you probably weren't alive during the 80s, or you probably were very, very young during the 80s and didn't know this. It was a blink and you miss it um, Hasbro toy line that was actually taken from the 1970s Mego based line of a Japanese toy company. Uh, and it was actually titled Microman, and they repurposed it for the US and called it Micronauts. And they had a short lived Marvel comic book and a toy line. I actually had one toy from this. I think it was one of the little guys, and he had a little scooter that he rode on or something like that. And I honestly, it was supposed to be about a pilot awoken from a centuries-long deep sleep, alien gladiators, survivors of the coup, and they band together to form a resistance. That's pretty much what it is in something called the microverse. Yeah, you've heard all this stuff before. You've seen it all before, and that's pretty much where it's going into stuff that you've already seen before. So, again, this was something that could have been done in the 90s, I guess, but no. Yeah. Wait, you said you you said there was a Star Wars movie coming up and now there's a Terminator one? What the fuck? Yeah, no, it's the 1990s all over again, EHR. Yes. Terminator 2 ended with T2, didn't it? No, it did not. Supposedly now this is going to be the all the Terminators that came after Terminator 2 did not exist according to James Cameron, and this is the actual sequel to Terminator 2. Uh, they form a resistance. Is the evil foil the capacitor? How'd you know this, EJ? Have you heard the story before? Or? Yeah. Yeah. So, not very great stuff coming out, but hey, they're trying. And that's what I said before. They got to try at least to see what's going to happen. Speaking of trying, Stallone's trying to muscle his way back into the superhero movies with a movie called Samaritan. And Julius Avery is set to direct this at MGM. So Stallone, who is now what, like 80 years old, is going to play a superhero, and it's based on an original idea, supposedly. The thriller centers on a young boy who is out to discover if a mythic superhero who vanished 20 years earlier following a tragic event is still alive. Um, I think it's been done before. Actually, I know it's been done before. So, yeah, so Stallone is playing, of course, the superhero who has disappeared following the tragic event. Um, Balboa Productions is in on this. Yeah, I take that back. Balboa Productions is in a separate development as well for a boxer movie. That's what they're saying here. But he's in on this as well too, Balboa Productions. But anyway, yes, that's what he's playing. Is he's going to play a superhero that has disappeared 20 years ago after some kind of major event. I am the law. The law. Law. There we go. You got to get your lip down a little. Law. I am the law. Oh god. That was I mean, it's been running on cable on the movie channels, the Judge Dredd, the horrible version of it, and it's really bad. It has not aged well at all. There really hasn't, except for Max von Sydow. Max von Sydow just never seems to age. That man, I swear to God, he has been in every fucking genre movie known to mankind. He was in Conan, he was the devil, he was in Judge Dredd. He like I said, he's been in everything, and God love him, he was Ming the Merciless, for Christ's sake. Max von Sydow, that man needs to get into a superhero movie as well at this point. He needs to get into the ring and fight Zombie Apollo. I could see that, Joe. It's bad, but it's fun. We will be having some spectacular anti-aging CGI here, most likely, Pen. Most likely. Okay, Star Wars, Terminator, Stallone. Anyone know where Steven Seagal is? I think Steven Seagal is busy being brought up on harassment charges as a sheriff in one of the small towns that he's in, or something like that. I think that's where he's at. EJAR. He started with Ingmar Bergman movies. Who? Steven Seagal? I didn't realize that. I'm sorry. My mind just went to like 15 different places all at once with that one, and it made me laugh itself. So, oh, Von Sydow. Okay, got it. See, I was talking about Steven Seagal, and you brought up Ingram. Yeah, you saw where it went there. Von Sydow, UA, 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 US. Yeah. So that's where I stand with all the movie or TV movie, all that kind of stuff, news of the week. And now you know all of it too, for better or for worse. I don't know on that one. But yeah, next week. Um, well, next week is gonna be business as usual, of course. Tomorrow is going to be the season and series finale of Preacher on AMC. You've got that going on. Monday, I'm off. Tuesday is gonna be Is It Worth My Time? And I forgot what I was doing on that one. I'll write it down and I'll share it with you guys later. And Thursday, of course, is gonna be another Is It Worth My Time? Which again, I'll get to you guys on that. Friday is Titans, and then we come all the way back around again the horn with another Saturday morning blast off. And of course, after that, we start up the new season. Mr. Robot, CW stuff, all that kind of good stuff that's happening. Yeah. So definitely a lot to look forward to. Seagal is back. He's the Grim Reaper, and he's pissed. This time it's personal. Oh God, I'm a half a season behind on Preacher. You're not really missing much, Stanley. Just jump ahead. Do Barry for its Is It Worth My Time? Really? Really, Stanley? Because you said I kill shows. Do you want me to kill it? Because I'm already caught up on Barry. I mean, I did forget if it was worth my time or not, Joe. I don't have my book sitting in front of me, so that's the reason why. I don't remember what I'm doing. Yeah, but isn't it that I have to like it and I have to talk about it or something like that in order for it to be I forget what the rules are. Is it supposed to be like if I eat after midnight or don't get myself wet or something? Oh, what is it now? I can't cross running water, or I don't remember what the rules are anymore. I haven't caught up on Sabrina, Pen. I'd have to finish out the rest of it, and I don't know. I've been taking that one kind of slow. The second season, for some reason, something happened where I stopped watching. I don't know why. Oh, I know what I was going to do. I Am Mother from Netflix. That was the one. Uh, If you root for it, it dies. Not really, because I was watching Krypton. I was not rooting for Krypton, and that one died. Yeah, that was not my fault on the Krypton one, because I was making fun of Tiny Lobo, Doomsday, all that stuff. Yeah. So yeah, Penn, I Am Mother is just a movie. It's not a series or anything like that. It's got Hilary Swanks in it. Yeah. And Rose Byrne is the creepy robot voice. So yeah, it's not bad. Tiny Lobo being cut in half. Yeah. And The Gifted got canceled, but that one I was trying for. Same thing with The Passage. The Passage needed to be canceled. That one was a pile of shit. Uh, no, Stanley, you're not getting me wet. That's for sure. And besides, that's not the way guys work. So I'm gonna send you over to the, birds and the bees person. I don't know who that is, but when I find out, I'll send it to you. Yeah. So if you like what you see here, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and come on in and join the fun. We don't bite all that much, quite honestly. Uh, those who do, we keep a muzzle on them. We have a muzzle for movie Fanobi, definitely, and also we have shots available too. Um, you can hit the like button down below here, like, share, and subscribe, like we say here. Also, if you want to see when I'm gonna be on live again next, you can hit the bell, and you can also go to suspendedfanimation.com and take a look at the schedule up there. It's also on my Facebook page, and there's also a Facebook group page so you guys can talk amongst yourselves and post some fun stuff. I have a Twitter, I have an Instagram, and I also have a Patreon, but I don't have any tiers set up yet, which I will by the end of the year. Muzzles and pants are optional. Exactly. Well, the muzzles aren't optional for some people, Ben, but pants are optional for everyone. Yes. The Passage was right up there with Inhumans. Inhumans was a lot worse, I think, Penn. It really was. Again, that was another Jeff Loeb uh, production. So yeah, it was pretty bad. Yeah, Inhumans was way worse. Uh, so, with that said, I'm gonna let you guys go for the day because we're an hour and 18 minutes in here, so I think that's a good time to skedaddle. Also, if you're in the fence about joining up here, you're going to see a video pop up here at the very end of this video. And basically, what it does is YouTube takes the algorithm of all the stuff you've been watching and it tries to match it to one of the videos in my vast video library and it plucks it out there just directly for you and pops it up there. Also, up here, you're going to see yesterday's Titans episode 4, season 2. Aqualad is going to be up there. Yeah, people only watch 9 minutes and 34 seconds anyway. I know, Stanley. But they don't tell me if that's just all at once or if it's just, as they scan through and stop or how it is. YouTube's kind of fickle that way. They don't tell me exactly what it is. Thanks, Stanley. I know you're not going to be watching all my videos anyway, so. Yeah, join the Facebook group, definitely. It's a lot of fun. Wow. Penn really wants you to join the Facebook group. She's posted it a couple times. You do it both. You don't need to retract it, Penn. That's fine. You can bitch about me in the Titans episode. Who says I haven't, Stanley? You don't watch it anyway, so I know some people who aren't watching stuff, and that's why I talk about them. You just don't know about it because that's when I talk about you guys. Kind of like Movie Fanobi. Movie Fanobi doesn't come into the Titans stream at all. Neither does Viking Bitch, and, that's when I talk about them. I talk loads of shit about them and that stuff. So, yes, the Facebook is evil. That's why I'm there. So, with that said, like, share, and subscribe. Take a look at the video if you're on the fence up here. Other than that, I'm going to let you guys go for the day, and I will see you tomorrow for the final episode of Preacher. Thank God that thing is ending. Anyway, have a good rest of your day. Don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. Otherwise, they may have to bring Kevin Feige in to clean up the mess that you've made. And no one wants that except for the people that work above you. Thanks, everybody. Have a good day.